Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is King Manye. I'm the leader and director of my destiny. I believe I will succeed, so therefore I do. And I was sent simply here to inspire you. And so there's a lot of things that were created, and I never knew why. I documented all this stuff. And I think today uh, we're living in those whys, those reasons. And so proper preparation prevents poor performance, and so we prepare for this, and here we go for those of you that need this. So there is racism I want to talk about, for those who can still have an ear to hear that in prison it's everybody against the black man, and it's not openly like, fuck you niggers. No, it's hidden, discreet. In 2022, the white inmates are allied with the Mexicans. The natives are allied with the whites. The Samoans, the Asians, and Puerto Ricans, and the islanders, they all claim others, which is historically a black ally, but realistically, they always remain too distant. So the ways the blacks are discriminated against are always covert, hidden. They're always hidden. They're always secret, undercover. So when I was a new inmate at CMC West, dorm number 8, I noticed all the lockers from other inmates had makeshift shelves. So you get a locker. The locker is just a big locker. And I noticed that the shelves make the lockers easy to organize your property and get settled. Without shelves, you can't. It's just a big old box, a big old square, pretty much. So I asked around to see how can I get a locker like everyone had. How can I get a locker with the shelves on it so I can put my clothes in there, have more room for my food and stuff like that. And so I was directed to a Mexican who installs the shelves. He'll make a shelf for you for $2, and it'll be made out of cardboard, or I think wood. I think it was wood at that time. So I placed the order for 2 shelves, which cost a total of $4. Now, not only do you need the wood for a shelf, your locker needs the studs to hold the shelf. So I was missing 2 studs to hold one of my shelves, which will cost me an additional $2. After I paid and got my studs and shelves installed, I heard another inmate who was white doing business with the same guy. And I noticed he purchased a whole locker, freshly painted gray, wax coated, with 3 shelves for $5. Immediately I felt played, right? This is the classic black experience within the inmate population. I'll give you another example. During laundry exchange, every week you can exchange your laundry. You can exchange your sheets. You can exchange your pillowcase. You can exchange, that's pretty much it, your linen. Oh, and your towels. You can go exchange your towel and stuff. And so every week you go exchange it. The Mexican laundry workers, they make it a point to give new towels and basic clothing to their own kind, while the black workers will naturally do the same for their own. So everybody's making sure they give they people some new stuff, right? But another example I experienced is during working as a porter. I was a porter, which is basically a janitor. Each morning, the yard porters bring cleaning supplies for the porters to clean the bathroom and showers. And I noticed the paisas always grab the morning supplies and distribute them to me so that he can take my cleaner solution, steal half of it, and then dilute it with water. Now, this is what I knew he was doing. He gets all the cleaner, and he goes ahead, steals half of mine, and puts water in it. He's unaware that I know what he does. He's unaware that I know he does this. And I know what he does, and this has more to do with he believes false theories of the black man. He believes I'm dumb. He believes I'm unaware of what is happening. But reality is I chose not to be affected. I chose not to let that petty shit bother me. That's between the inmates. Racism. Why I call it racism is because they're operating off of false theories. They have false beliefs about the black man and they act on them. That's why it's racism, not racist. So, and it's hidden. And so, but when it comes to the guards, racism between the guards and the inmates, this type of racism is rooted in the belief that the black inmates are more lazy, blacks are unintelligent, and they need to be corrected at any opportunity in any time possible. CMC is a prison, right? The prison is 44% black. I'm talking about the inmate population is 44% black. Yet any position of higher status, you will find it assigned to a non-black inmate. I want you to listen to that. Any position of a higher status, which means your higher pay number, they're always going to give that to an inmate that is not black. You will notice the Mexicans, they dominate the building maintenance trade, which means they possess all the weapons. The officers demonstrate a white supremacist mentality when they assign inmates jobs. This is happening in prison all across the world, man. I mean, all across California, the ones that I've been to. And I don't think that was just a unique incident. I believe this is the way they operate in there. Because why not? Who's going to point it out in prison? Who's going to really challenge it? Because who's going to speak up for the undesirables? What they deal with, the conditions they deal with in there are hidden to the world. And why would the average person give a fuck about what's going on in there? Because after all, people feel like they're in there for a reason. They deserved it. They chose that. So therefore, nobody's going to look out for them. Nobody's going to make sure they're getting paid equal wages. Nobody's going to make sure they're not being discriminated against. Nobody's going to make sure it's not still operated off of racism and segregation. But King Monye will, and that's what I'm doing. So the officers demonstrate a white supremacist mentality whenever they assign inmates jobs. Every inmate has to work or go to school. If you have to work, it's the lieutenant's job to assign you jobs. When they assign you jobs, they usually assign you not based upon your skill, but based upon their perception of what you should do. Their perception of your skill level, meaning how you look, how you conduct yourself, and where they feel you'll be fit to work. The blacks are automatically assigned to the kitchen jobs, or in my case, assigned to a janitor position. Porters is the equivalent of a janitor. Now, regardless of the inmate's experience and profession, while the white inmates are automatically assigned as school tutors or clerks for the prison administration. You see that? Now, the theory behind that is what? Blacks are inferior. That theory is manifest in the way that they assign the jobs. This is a majority black prison, yet the blacks are not represented in positions of authority or importance. At every prison I have been at, I noticed this racism, and I noticed this exact same thing, and I documented it. At High Desert Prison, 3 inmates, each of a different race, worked in the kitchen. All of the workers had the same experience in cooking. All inmates, they worked as a head cook, but not all of the inmates received the same equal pay. I was one of those cooks. I was the black one. I was the black cook. I noticed that the Mexican and the white cook made 35 cents, while I only made 17 cents. The wage difference represents a belief that the black man is not equal to the white nor Mexican within prison. And to challenge this treatment in prison will only bring more injustice. So instead of giving the black man equal pay, they will simply remove him from that position and give him a lower paying job. So the message is clear. Be thankful for what you get, boy. See, your prison is racist in every way. And from the way the inmates treat each other, to the way the cops view you, to the way the free staff treat you. When I say free staff, the free staff are employees of the state. They are not law enforcement. Even though they are not law enforcement, they all exercise authority over the inmate in an oppressive way. For example, when I was at Susanville, this prison is in a racist town. The employers are majority white hillbillies, right? The nurses attempted to document in my medical file that I had a heart condition of some sort. When she did that, that condition she labeled me with would exclude me from fire camp. So I was frustrated when I talked to her, and I talked with a nurse, and I said about the information that's in my file, I said, that's false. I challenged her integrity. I said, I'm aware that the note was put into my file to harm me, and I want it removed. She immediately demanded that I leave her office for being disruptive. She was a white woman with a racist belief that I should tolerate whatever and accept whatever she says. She called the officers and made me appear like the instigator. I was placed in handcuffs by a big burly white redneck with a Confederate flag tattooed on his neck. And see, this is slavery in America. This prison system is full of employees who provoke and oppress people of color, but mainly the black man. Yeah, that's right, motherfucker. I documented that shit. So I will never forget those intricate details when it comes to simple as receiving laundry, who is supposed to be from your fellow inmate. But everybody doing the same shit, looking out for their own. I can't blame them for that. But I can when you start oppressing people, okay? When you're operating off of false theories, okay? And then, but I want to focus on the administration. I want to focus on the way they assign those jobs. And then when people come out of prison, it's easy for an onlooker to say, well, why didn't you go to school? Don't they have education in there? Or why didn't you get a trade? I'm telling you why. I'm telling you why right now. Because it's a monopoly on that shit, okay? And it has to be a mutual interest, meaning if they assigned you to those positions, they have to benefit off of you somehow. Who? The officers. Somebody needs to be able to benefit. And if they can't benefit off of you, assigning you in that position, you're not a dancing monkey. You don't entertain them. You're not, you can't be no militant motherfucker like me who gonna point out the wage disparities and say, hold up, man, you think I'm stupid? We all work the same fucking job. We all got the same experience. We all work the same hours. So why the fuck am I getting paid 17 cents while everybody else is getting paid 35? And hell yeah, you know what? I challenged it. I'm saying it was a hard life in there, man. It was a hard life. When you're aware of these type of things and you have a duty to stand up for them, you know the conflict it brings, the oppression. But you know what? I for those of you who know the Bible, I believe that Noah didn't want to have to tell his people what he had to tell them. And I believe that Jonah didn't want to go to Nineveh and speak to those people as well. And Moses didn't want to go to Egypt and tell the Pharaoh to let my people go. And I only say that to say the message, the assignment is at times difficult. Very difficult. This assignment, this stuff that I've been given, that I have jotted down, and here these memories, these examples, I can identify, I'm aware, and I give this to you so that you can be aware of what your loved ones are going through. Some of them are not even aware of what they're going through and what they're up against, and they don't even know how to articulate what they're experiencing. Other than they may tell you something like, man, this all is fucked up in here. I mean, these motherfuckers racist. That's the best they know how. They don't know how to explain it as descriptive as what I'm telling you is it's a world that's going back in time. That's way, way back in time. But there's hope today. There's hope today. And we're going to make a difference. And it all starts with awareness. Awareness is the entrance to liberation. And we're becoming aware today of some of these things. Education right now. I'm King Manye. I am the leader and director of my destiny. And I am here to inspire those who sometimes forget just how great they are. I want you to click subscribe, become part of the Manye tribe. Drop me some comments and leave a thumbs up. And y'all stay safe. Peace.